What is going on, guys? We are back with another trade breakdown video. In this week's episode, I'm going to be going over just how I made over $1,000 this morning in just under 20 minutes on Coinbase stock in a trade that yielded over 218%. I'm going to break down my exact entry and exit thought process, as well as show you how I planned this trade the night before. Let's get into it right now. All right, guys, now for today's trade recap, like I mentioned, we're going to be going over Coinbase. This was a trade that yielded me just over $1,000 in about 25 minutes. These contracts ran over 200%. And I think the important part to kind of note here, guys, is that each of these trades, 99.9% of the time, are planned out the night before for me. So as you can see last night, I put in the Discord that I was going to be looking to take either the $60 or $65 calls this morning, as long as the overall market held up on our CPI report. The reason that I was going to want to take this trade is because we were back at a major daily support level, which I posted here. And you can see that this daily support level acted as a launch pad for the stock before. When I say a launch pad, I mean that this level is historically provided a nice base for large scale upside moves. And therefore, I felt really comfortable about taking calls at this level as long as we opened relatively close to it going into this morning. Well, we got that flat CPI report and Coinbase opened about up 1% this morning. Therefore, this morning I said 2 minutes before market open, I was going to be looking to buy either the $60 or $65 calls if we flush down to the 55.50 level off of the open. What do you guys know? We got that flush down towards the 55.50 level on the opening 5-minute candle. But what I'm going to show you is why this level was a key spot for me to look to add calls, right? So if we zoom out and we go to the 15-minute chart really quickly, guys, on Coinbase, you can see that going into the close yesterday, we had a lot of support at this 55.50 level all the way down to 55.32. So this was going to be the demand zone that I was targeting, right? That area of support where I felt buyers would come in on an opening flush. Now, oftentimes I don't take trades this quickly off the open. However, in this case, we had two really valid confirmation points of why I was looking to take this trade. We had a double price target upgrade on Coinbase this morning, one from Piper Sandler and one from Barclays. When you see two price target upgrades, guys, that's usually going to provide a bid to the stock overall, as that is two pieces of really nice fundamental news to help propel the stock higher. I also noticed that Coin had relative strength compared to the market peers, right? With SPX a little bit red this morning, Coinbase was actually positive in pre-market, and that's always a good sign if I'm looking to take a trade to the long side. Now, back to the chart. Again, at this 55.50 level, we got that flush right at market open. So again, we're going to go back to the 5-minute chart. We were just on the 15. I'm going to switch back to the 5-minute. I'm going to show you exactly why I took this trade, right? So we got that opening flush, and I had a clearly defined risk reward, right? I knew that my risk on this trade was going to be a 5-minute close under that $55 level, right? Now, when we got that flush down, I tweeted out that I added 50 contracts of the $65 calls at $54 per contract. That was a mouthful. $54 per contract, guys, on those $65 calls. My target on this trade was 62, and therefore I felt like the $65 call was a nice strike to gain some extra volatility, but at the same time, it was within 1 to 2% of my target range, right? So I took that trade at $54 per contract, and as you guys see, we got a beautiful 5-minute candle trap directly off the open. Now, what that is when you have that longer wick to the downside and you get some shorts that come in initially off that open because you see coin acts like it's going to break support. However, the candle closed right back above that key support level that I mentioned from yesterday at 55.50. We got that candle close above, and then as you guys can see, Coinbase rocketed to the upside immediately. After that, we got to move all the way to $61 per share, and that netted a 218% move on these premiums. Now, I will say that I actually scaled out in this trade gradually, right? As I do with every trade, guys, I'm really big at proactively scaling in and out of trades. In this case, at the 57.26 level, this was my first target area because I knew we had some daily resistance here. So I took off about 25 to 30% of my position here at this 57.30 level, while I was up about 18 to 28%, kind of give or take the exact price point. Obviously, these are weekly contracts, so they are moving quickly. But as you guys can see, we smashed through that resistance. And then at that 9.50 candle, I took off a few more contracts. By 9.45, guys, these contracts were up almost 100%, and I was about 50 to 60% scaled out of my position. And as you guys can see, Coinbase ran all the way up to this $61 price point, where I sold the last 25% of my position for over $160 per contract, guys, a 218% return on the last 20% of my position. It was an absolutely incredible trade to start the morning, guys, and helped me meet that daily goal right off the bat. So this was a fantastic trade. Like I said, netting me a little over $1,000 in just about 25 minutes. It's the 25-minute workday for you. Like I said, guys, every single trade for me has confirmation points, and this one hit all the bases. So it was a full-size position for me and turned out fantastic. If you guys are enjoying the weekly trade recap videos, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as it helps out the channel a ton. Every single week, I'm going to be putting out one of these trade recap videos going in depth on why I take a position, why I exit, how, and everything you need to know about options all in one channel. Hope you guys are enjoying, and I'll see you guys on next week's episode. Peace.